Hey, notice anything about the way that I'm dressed? That's right, I'm wearing a dress shirt for once in my life, and it's quirky. Must be casual Fridays because we're doing IT workers confess their sins. Look at this, look, 20 hours ago, 500 replies. You maxed it out, you nerd plumbers. Who'd have thought that a YouTube channel that seems to get watched infrequently in the middle of the day would have so many office workers watching it? I bet you if we just did something on tradies, there'd be one response being like, I did work for the doll once, does that count? No! Jesus Christ! I'm sick of this lack of blue collar people for this channel that seems to champion the blue collar workers, but nonetheless, we are doing you guys today because you really are the unsung basement lurkers of every office space in the country. We all forget that you're there, and then as soon as our computer's there, you're still very, very introverted people, so we still forget that you're there even when you're in front of us. But it's just like that great show that got such success, the IT Crowd.
Hello, IT, have you tried turning it off and on again?
American edition, of course. Is there another one? You triggered yet? You should be. I've insulted you a lot for the beginning of an intro. Anyway, here's the intro. Before we continue on, like if you agree, the American version of the IT Crowd was the only version that I will recognise. Thank you very much. And I do have to say this as well. Every time we ever do one of these, there's always one story that is about 90% of the comments. So I'm guessing about, 480 of these are, I open up my boss's screen and there was pornos on the computer. I can see why that one was a recurring winner. So, let's move on. Is the first one about Brazzers somehow. Old guys over 50s handing their laptops in for repair and saying, I really need my files. Really need them. However, they also question if we would actually go through their files, which is a red flag. Yes, that is. They are very adamant we just recover the data but don't look at the contents of them because it's confidential/personal. Well, here's a pro tip. How about you just not mention that and then they won't be bothered to look into it? As this is a surefire way to get IT guys to go through all of your shit. There we go. Thank you. I looked, then called the cops afterwards because of the images/videos and in one case, their fucking desktop background. Nice. So it wasn't Brazzers. That was a good start. Jesus, talk about a red flag. We've just been flagged on YouTube for that, for sure. Thanks, guys. I had a customer who called me out a couple of times to delete the porn bookmarks that his friend put on his web browser. Guys, just admit it at this point. What? This isn't the 80s where you have to go in the porno theater with other guys and... I'm just eating popcorn. Come on, I think we're at that stage where it's just like professional sports, where if someone isn't doing steroids, that's the weird one out. If you aren't looking at reality kings every second time you're on the internet, you're part of some weird cult and you're going to shoot up a school and you should be stopped. Apparently he was embarrassed because his grandkids got naughty autofill suggestions every time they came over and wanted to play on the computer. He said he would never let his friend on his PC again. Yeah, we've all thought that, but... here we are. But I was called back a couple more times. Wow, his friend is very persuasive. I mean, friend kind of is a euphemism for your cock, isn't it? But the general lesson you learn from working at IT is that you don't want to see the search history of your average 80-year-old. Yeah, I really don't want to see that of just hot college girls followed by a date's gonna clean out my ass or what? With 20 years of IT experience, holy shit, I didn't even know that was a thing. Jesus Christ. I've got tons of stories, but I think this one is special enough that I have to share it. I worked for a small IT team as part of a mining and construction company here in Australia. One of the perks of the job was everyone, and I mean everyone, got an iPhone. I have to stress everyone. I don't think you do. I think we get it. To keep track of all these iPhones and manage them, we all had them set up and linked to a company iCloud account. Fairly innocent. Whoa, slow down, egghead. There's an iCloud now? What happened to just clouds, huh? Anyone still look at those? Well, with someone of my level of tech literacy, this is my phone, my actual phone that I use for legitimate reasons. It was only a matter of time before this turned into old man yells at cloud. Well, one fateful day, I arrived to the office to see a conga line of angry, disgusted and embarrassed folks going around the corner, all with our iPhones in hand. With the first person I greeted showing me their phone and screaming at me, "Whose dick is this?" It turns out that this was the day that iCloud had enabled the option for photos/videos on iPhones to be shared to all other iPhones with the same iCloud account. What a gig. Bringing back the old 15-year-old meatspin.com, eh? I'm telling you, it never gets old. Well, everyone that used their company iPhone to take dick, boob, turd. Oh yeah, of course, yeah, Jesus. RateMyPoo.com was a real blight on humanity, wasn't it? Look at what it trained people to do. Yeah, look at that snaker. Or other private photos were now being shared around the entire company. Yeah, dude, look, I don't know what else you were expecting, though. You worked at a mining and construction company that is made up of entirely people that didn't make it into the A grades of rugby. I once stumbled upon a client's collection of tracheostomy porn. Yeah, that's always a good start when you don't know the genre. Like that extra hole they poke in your throat. No, when you smoke 6 packs a day and can't get in the willies went in the neck. And there's 8 likes of that. What, is it you guys are fans? What is that? Jesus, that gives a whole new meaning to any holes of gold, doesn't it? Around the time of the iPhone 4, I was working in a PC repair shop. Guy walks in asking how much to fix an iPhone 4. I say $80. He tries to haggle. I don't budge, then he leaves. Around 2 minutes later, a little girl comes in, probably 5 years old, shows me the exact same broken phone, asking if I can fix it for $50. It's the reverse of buying cigarettes. I say, sorry, I can't, I need $80 to fix it. I look out the front and see the guy peeing in the storefront. You can just picture the face, can't you? I was helping with the presentations at a surgery conference and had to explain to a literal brain surgeon how to use a PowerPoint clicker. Remote with 2 buttons, next slide, and laser point. Oh, fuck off, dickhead. Like, I hate all this shit of you guys just being like, he didn't even know that you're supposed to put your anareceptor next to your quantum receptor. What an idiot. Look, actually, I probably am just being too harsh to you because of my own personal experience of being tech illiterate and having to use a PowerPoint slide in my live show. Get tickets now, every time.
You press the fucking button.
Yeah, I'm pressing the button now. I'm just... Oh, no, wait, yeah, I wasn't pressing the button. One time I was at a comedy show at the Newstead Brewing Co. Fuck, yes, represent, love that place, performed there once, it was good. When about halfway through the show, the power went out for a few seconds. Ah, you dickhead, he's talking about my gig. Leaving us in pitch black before everything came back on. Everything seemed to have come back on except the projector, which was apparently critical to the event. Well, it was! You tried doing an hour-long TED talk without the TED part. I had a right to be scared. I shouted for the projector to come back on, only to be told, hey, you have to work IT, just try switching it off and on again. Lo and behold, it worked a charm. Rest of the show was pretty sick. Well, thank you very much for that collectathon. Thank you for just giving me a second plug in this show. Tickets available now. Can you believe I don't choose the comments in these videos? Someone who works for me does. Not me, but a co-worker used to work in IT over the phone help desk, and the guy next to me was late to lunch, stuck on a really long call. Eventually, I hear him start to direct the customer to unplug a cable from the wall. He then got up and had lunch. Found out the next day he was fired because he actually got the customer to unplug the phone line, ending the call. Had a good chuckle at that one. And rightfully so. That is kind of a... You Wally. Anyway, enjoy Centrelink. There's a lot of waiting on the phone for that one, so you're overqualified. I was once an IT PC repair monkey. I do really like it when someone refers to themselves as a monkey for their job. At a local shop in a very small town in rural Queensland, one day a customer picked up his PC, took it home, only to call me and abuse me. Apparently the bloke couldn't type his password at all, and it was, of course, my fault. After 10 minutes of troubleshooting, I said, "This might sound strange, but is the keyboard plugged in?" There was a moment of silence followed by, "Oh no, it wasn't. It's working now, thank you." There's so many of these cases where, like, I'm telling you, it's just people in IT that are like, "What an idiot." And I swear everyone else is just currently being like, yeah, who would do such a thing? An older lady called Mozilla Firefox, Mozzarella Firefox. See, now I'm in on the joke. What a fucking idiot. Too long didn't read. I caused a divorce. Well, your handle isn't lying. You are just another menace, aren't you? Lol. You're also a I started my career during high school. Used to jig school to work. Yugoslav mentality. Now, this is just a Slav thing, huh? Still calling it Yugoslav. That says a lot. Why not the Austro-Hungarian Empire? Anyway, when getting started in IT, it's not uncommon to do residential work. Got a job to go into a woman's home. All right, this is like the pizza guy thing, except I'm sure no one in IT is getting laid. First time client, she reports the computer is running slow and has a virus. In the early 2000s, this was pretty common and easy to fix. What wasn't common was the wife being particularly interested in what I was doing and what caused it. She really wanted to know why there was a virus. This virus didn't delete the history as most do, and it turns out her husband spent most nights looking up black gay porn. Now, if that's not a red flag that your marriage is in trouble, I don't know what is. I'm starting to think he's not attracted to me. I'm sorry, that was... No, come on. Even you have to admit it's pretty funny. Such lovely news to break as a 17-year-old, you poor man. Dude, I knew I'd like this guy, you know, just like, they grew up fast in the Soviet Union. Anyway, was surprised to get a job. To see her about a year later, the house was different. I asked if she recently renovated. No, you caused our divorce. Thanks so much. Also, here's my new IT problem. Jesus Christ, there was no possible way of rectifying those two choices in sex life, was there? Can you imagine if they tried to do role play in the bed that got him hard, how quickly she'd be cancelled? While working for a large Australian media company, yeah, you worked for News Corp, admit it, mate, an employee needed help with their company-issued iPad. The guy handed me the smudged iPad and told me the PIN. I unlocked the iPad. The screen was instantly filled edge to edge with a super close-up image of some porn chick's cream pie. Oh yeah, always a classic. Ugh. Glad I'm not that guy. It quickly dawned on me the smudges I was touching were almost certainly jizz. Come on. It's like, Jesus Christ. That guy's not paying any attention to the please wash your hands in the bathroom, is he? It drove me to working purely on back-end systems. Yeah, that must be some kind of computer code for working in a rub and tug. I never handled another piece of end-user equipment again. Thanks, Jizz Guy. Wouldn't you pay anybody to see a photo of that man? Like, who's immediately that comes to mind when you're just like, it's not working? And they're like, yeah, shit. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Thanks, me. Who's the guy? Describe him in the comments as if you're going to the cops to talk about, like, someone that stole your iPad. Speaking of the comments, write down in the comments who you want us to get to confess their sins next, and here's the one that you guys suggested in huge force, and I've got to say, excellent taste, because it is going to be cleaners. Confess your sins. There's going to be a pinned comment at the top. You write in the reply section below your story. Keep it pithy, because I'm sure that, like we saw that there was a lot of pictures of turds here, you're going to be the ones cleaning those very turds up. If you like this video, make sure that you give us more comments and suggestions of what profession to do next, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh yeah, that's right. My computer's not working. Can you just don't look at the history.
No, hang on. Oh fuck, dude, Jesus.
What? I was curious about the